Ready?
Sorry, I've been saying that, doing that to all kinds of people today. So anyways, okay, so Carol asked me to do a video, when was it? Week before last. And then of course my stepdaughter ended up passing away, and actually this week is going to be a tough week because we have 2 funerals to go to. So, but I'm not going to let that get me down. Just deal with it and move on. So anyways, I said, you must be kidding. I'm going to throw up. There's no way I'm doing this. So then my husband said, oh yes you are. There are days that I hate him too.
Don't we all?
So anyways, I did it. I was so happy it was over. And then Carol says to me yesterday, will you teach? And I'm going, you must be out of your cotton picking mind. I almost threw up doing a video. How am I going to do this in person? So
she's here.
She laughed.
She's doing it.
Anyways, there was no way to get out of it. I even asked my husband to call me in sick, but that didn't work either. So anyways, here I am. So I talked a little bit about what I do at some of my appointments, but what I wanted to start off with today is bookings. I have not ever had any problem with bookings. I have a welcome wagon route, so I have more than enough names. I can get anywhere between 50 to 60 names a month. But I wanted a little bit more, so I wanted to get really comfortable with warm chattering, because I knew that was a really big issue with me. Because there were many times that I would just, no, I'm not saying a word. And then you leave the place you're in, and then you wish you had, and oh shit, how am I going to get past this? Feeling this way. So I just started. So I brought a couple of ideas that I've been doing. So every morning I put 10 business cards in my wallet. I'm not allowed to go home until all those 10 are gone. Now, if I do lots of damage in the stores, it could cost quite a bit of money before I get rid of those 10. So, another thing I do is, and I've just started doing that, so I carry a little cosmetic bag, and I have our charcoal mask, and I have our wonderful 2 blushes, because I found that one day when I was meeting a girlfriend, I just happened to throw out one of these out of my purse when I was looking for something, and the girl at the till said, "What is that?" "That's Mary Kay." She said, "Do you use it or do you sell it?" And I said, "I do both."
Good answer.
And so I booked her an appointment, and it was just a lady at Tim Hortons. And so we're going to get together and try a few things on her, and
awesome.
etc. And another thing I do, if someone is really interested in the mask, because I've been taking it wherever I go, I get these little containers at the dollar store, and I fill it in, and I offer it to somebody, but they don't get it unless I get a name and phone number. Because I've been, in the past, I've always had issues that I will give the sun, the moon, and the stars away, and then I never hear from them. When they say, "I will call you," they never call you.
They never will.
No, never. So those are a couple things that I do. Now, talking about the video that I tried to do.
You did really well.
Oh, thank you.
Seriously.
My biggest mission that I wanted to do was sell skincare sets, not just, you know, an eyeshadow here, a blush there. You're never going to make any money, and those aren't going to be your reorders. You want to get the skincare sets. And so I found, since I started doing something that I learned about several years ago from another director, I don't even know if she's still doing Mary Kay, but I started doing a payment plan if needed. So that, because I use the Love It or Leave It.
My wish list?
Yes,
Yeah.
the wish
Okay.
list. And of course, they love it all, right? Because they love how it makes them feel and whatnot. So they do want it all. And because I want to get them started, I will either do like a third payment, or another form which I prefer after hearing about it was half and half. Because then if you, let's say she's not able to pay you when you thought, you're not losing anything. But yet you still got them on their skincare. You talk about their follow-up appointment 6 or 7 different times. And but I think the real way to go is to do the parties. And I have not been a big fan of parties, but I know that's the way to go. So I'm gonna do the parties the same way as I do the one-on-one or the one-on double facial. I've always felt comfortable doing that, and parties make me really nervous, but I have to get past it and just go and do it.
A party's just like an extended double facial.
Exactly.
Don't think about it like a party.
Yeah.
No, I can do parties over the one-on-one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I prefer a party.
I'm really good at that too. So whether I have one person or 2 people or even more, I basically treat them exactly the same way. I make them feel very special. I nod a lot. You learn to nod a lot, and then they will nod with you. And so that's really all
awesome.
I have to say.
So you kind of you're at the till, and you're looking for your money, and you sort of accidentally spill those things out.
It was really accidentally.
It was the first time, sure, but now?
No.
No, I love it.
I just
That's
do
really
it.
smart.
Do it on purpose?
Totally on
Oh, yeah.
purpose.
Take what? Just the blush or their mask too?
Just spill that bag out. Look for your
Yeah.
wallet.
Exactly. And I love those little containers that
And you don't pre-fill them so that you go out and do them. You fill them at the appointment, like when you're talking to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go, when you give me your name and number, I'll give you this. Take it home.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So now I'm a little freaked out because of June 30th, and so.
How far do you have to go for
Oh
your
my
ring?
God. You think you guys have a bad stretch goal?
Yeah, sorry.
Tell me.
I think Tony probably tops you.
10,000 retail.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
What, 9,000?
No, that makes me ill. Like, ill.
So you and Tony can run together. You can do it.
Arlene did it last year.
Carlene did it.
Yes.
So when you do your payment plan, like if you have more than one, do you tell them at your table close, or do you wait until you are individually closing with them to tell them about a payment plan?
I wait until, because each one is individual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I learned to do that from my banking days. It can be, because they may not want their girlfriends knowing that money is an issue. That that can be a very personal thing to go through.
I totally understand. I was just wondering if you, when you say, because I always say before, I take blah, 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 do you say I'll just randomly I take, you can be cash, credit, e-transfer, and we do offer payment plans?
What I do say at the group is I offer a wide variety of payments, of ways that you can pay for your product tonight or today or whatever. And then, but when I talk to them alone, with nobody hearing, that's when, because a lot of times she'll say, well, I love it all, but I can't afford it.
Mhm.
That's exactly what they say right up front.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, that sounds fine. I understand that. And then I say, if I could offer you a way that you could take home your skincare tonight, would that appeal to you?
Yeah.
And then they say, well, yeah, of course. And then I tell them.
I love that.
If I know money is not an issue, then I do not offer that.
Smart, because otherwise you're getting everybody doing a payment plan, and it's a pain. It's not easy to do a payment plan. You have to remember these things. So, love that. Do you guys know how to set up a payment plan?
No.
So my big advice is, I used to do this all the time, and this was really successful, and I would do half plus GST, the half plus the GST, so exactly what it cost me to get their product, and I would tell them that. I still have to recoup my cost to get you that product, and then I would let them split the next one in 2. So it really was 3 payments, but the first one was more, and then they could do 2, and then I took their credit card number, so that, because on Square you can type it in. It does cost you a little bit more in processing. You could also, if you trust them, send them an invoice, but I liked that I could just do it. And we didn't have Square then. We only had ProPay, so you had to type it in. And that's what I did. But I did half plus GST, and then 2 payments, the other 2 each month, like half and half.
So did you do like the whole GST on like the entire?
Yeah. So like if it's a $157 Miracle set, the GST on the $157, because I have to pay that to order them that. And then so the half is what, $77.50? I don't know. And so $78.50. Yeah. So they would charge the $78.50 plus the GST, the $15 or $7.80, right? Because it's half. And then the next 2 payments would be the $78 split in 2. And most of the time they didn't need the 2, but at least they had that option, so they could go to their husbands and say, well, I did this, right? And if they happen to book their follow-up appointment when have friends before their payment was due, lots of times they would not have to make that payment. So then you've got that party booked, right? So you can say, like, look, my hostesses always get to shop at half price, so you could do this first payment. And then if your next party is, if you have 5 people at your party, you're going to get to shop at half price anyway, so I won't take that second payment next month, right? And then you've got a party booked. So that's awesome, Chris. Thank you for reminding me about that, because we used to do it all the time.
And I probably won't do it permanently, but if it works right now and it's going to help them, I want to get them on a good skincare.
Yeah. One of the suggestions, by the way, I was going to tell you privately, but I can tell you now in front of everybody, was on the director tip, somebody asked about finishing their ring with a lot of wholesale left to go. And they offered, once you spent $100, you got to shop for $100 at half price. And so then, and they still have to pay the GST on that 100, the second 100.
Is that the hostess?
No, anybody.
The people. Okay.
Anybody. Once they spent 100, they got to shop up to 100 at half price. They spent 200, they got to shop for 200 at half price. And it wouldn't be something you do all the time, but definitely something if you want to up your wholesale. So, you could do 25%. You don't even have to do half price, but anything, right? Okay?
Does anyone have any other questions?
When did you